Princess Kate is absent from Royal Ascot due to cancer treatment. As expected, part of the royal family left the country this Wednesday on the second day of Royal Ascot, with the exception of Princess Kate, who continues to undergo treatment for the disease. In turn, Queen Camilla, Prince William, Prince Edward, and Princess Beatrice, as well as Princess Kate's parents Michael and Carole Middleton, were present at the races. According to People and Newsweek, it was the first time Kate's parents had stepped out at a public event since their daughter announced her cancer diagnosis in March. Despite the almost full royal family, Kate's absence from Royal Ascot may have come as a disappointment to avid royal watchers, who saw her step out on Saturday in a white Jenny Packham dress and wide-brimmed Philip Treacy hat for Trooping the Color, the gala event marking the day birth of the king. What do we know about Princess Kate's health? It is worth noting that earlier, some sources from the close circle of the British royal family said that it was possible that due to some medications that Prince William's wife was taking, Kate's hair began to fall out. But now, after her appearance in public, they strongly doubted that Kate Middleton could even get sick. The princess appeared at the king's birthday parade and looked quite fresh, and it was clear that she had noticeably lost weight. And it was understandable that perhaps she was not entirely healthy. And yet, there were those who were able to suspect her of faking cancer. Allegedly, this reason was needed to hide some kind of plastic surgery. After all, according to royal protocol, any interference with appearance is prohibited and is not allowed in any form. As you know, rectal cancer, and most sources and insiders claim that Kate Middleton has this particular type of oncology, can be visually noticeable only at the last stage of the disease. As doctors say, everything depends on the stage at which the disease was detected, and how quickly the necessary actions for surgical treatment are taken. If it was the initial, first, or, say, second stage, then it is subject to radical treatment, and it is necessary to include a course of radiotherapy. If radical treatment is carried out on time, then there is a great chance to talk about the person's recovery. But already at the fourth stage, metastases spread to all organs. Constant courses of chemotherapy greatly deplete the body. Only 2 to 3 sessions of chemotherapy provoke hair and eyebrow loss. If we are talking about subsequent courses, then the body adapts, and everything can recover quite quickly. As we know from the beginning of this year, when British Princess Kate Middleton underwent elective surgery, she only made herself known a few times. In March, she confirmed via video that she had been diagnosed with cancer and was now undergoing treatment, and on the eve of Trooping the Color, she reported that she was feeling better, but this was not yet a fixed result of her general physical and moral condition. Inside Prince William's growing bond with Queen Camilla, is she no longer an evil stepmother? Has it gotten closer? One might even say an ally? Let's look into this issue. So, Prince Harry once called her an evil stepmother, saying that he and his brother Prince William begged their father not to marry, but they weren't really listened to. And Prince William's recent trip to Royal Ascot with Queen Camilla, where the Prince of Wales took pride of place next to his stepmother in King Charles' absence, proved just how far their relationship has gone. Or is this still being done for the public? What do you think? And so the duo, joined in the carriage by the Earl and Countess of Halifax, exchanged smiles, highlighting their growing love for each other at a troubling time for both. Queen Camilla and the Prince of Wales are currently facing similar obstacles in their personal lives, with both their spouses undergoing cancer treatment, and both need moral support, especially from those who are going through similar trials in life. This is certainly understandable. William juggles official duties with caring for his young family and rumored support for Kate, while his wife takes a step back from her role as a senior working royal to continue preventative chemotherapy, and quickly return to your duties with renewed vigor while maintaining health and strength for activity. When King Charles announced his condition, Queen Camilla increased her official duties and stood in for him on 13 royal occasions. Prince William has found an unlikely ally in his stepmother, amid the royal family's health crisis, according to royal expert Jenny Bond. But as we know, cool relationships can always be replaced by warmer ones in the right situation. One source previously told OK magazine that he noticed changes in William and Camilla's relationship even before Kate posted her video statement about illness in March. A source said, "Recent events have obviously brought William and Camilla much closer. They were left to almost literally nurse the crown while the king and princess recovered. Their teams will work more closely together to coordinate diaries and cover planned events, and Camilla and William will certainly be in much closer regular contact." And as many insiders say, such an alliance could be very productive for the survival of the entire royal family now. Meanwhile, a royal source previously told the Sunday Times of Queen Camilla. Although she didn't expect to find herself in the position of head of the family, the Queen is absolutely willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen. She discovered an enormous amount of inner energy for her activities and took on more responsibilities. Many were delighted with this approach, while others, on the contrary, were very skeptical about this behavior. What do you think about Camilla? Write me. I'm very interested in your opinion. And we move on. In early March, the Prince of Wales shared a laugh with his stepmother at a Commonwealth Day service. As Camilla approached, William greeted his stepmother and then moved forward to kiss her on both cheeks. They chatted as they stood side by side, ready for the national anthem, before laughing and leading the other royals into the service. You can't play something like this on purpose, which means that a warm relationship with each other's understanding and support has really formed between them. In 2022, William was also there to support Camilla on her first major appearance since the late Queen gave her the royal seal, authorizing her to use the title when Charles became monarch. Sources told the press at the time that although he was not involved in the decision-making process, William was respectful about the situation. But they haven't always had the same connection as they have lately, with William struggling to come to grips with his stepmother early in the relationship, according to a source with knowledge of the matter. They told the newspaper, "In the early stages of Charles and Camilla's marriage, there were huge family rows as everyone got back on their feet. At the time, William did not have the best relationship with his father. But he sees that Camilla made his father happy, and he has come to terms with that. His relationship with the Prince of Wales is better than ever. He's not particularly close to his stepmother, but they get along great and are now a pretty strong family. The Princess of Wales has also smoothed things over between William and Camilla, according to royal writer and commentator Angela Levin. Once again, Kate showed her best side. What exactly did she do? In her biography of Queen Camilla, the writer says Kate made every effort to spend time with both William's father and his stepmother, thus establishing increasingly strong relationships with each other. Ms. Levine writes in her book that Kate used common interests, such as a love of art, to get closer to Charles and Camilla, and arranged private meetings with them, without William. In Camilla, From Outcast to Queen Consort, Ms. Levine writes, "Fortunately, time has helped improve Camilla's relationship with senior members of the royal family, including Prince William, thanks in large part to the Princess of Wales being a peacemaker. And yes, the definition of Kate as a peacemaker very accurately defines her actions. And for this, too, Kate is respected and loved by almost the entire public. Some sources say Camilla and Kate believe that supporting their husbands is a priority. William's brother, Prince Harry, who left his role as a member of the royal family to live in California with Meghan Markle in 2020, also revealed how the brothers were reluctant to accept their father's remarriage to Camilla. In Spare's memoirs, published in early 2023, the Duke of Sussex wrote that they begged him not to remarry. He wrote, "I remember wondering whether she would be cruel to me, if only she were like all the evil stepmothers in fairy tales." To what extent were Harry's expectations met? In the media and in some photographs, we can see a smiling Michael and Carole Middleton, who spent several months next to the Princess of Wales, making their first public appearance at Ascot after Kate was diagnosed with cancer, along with other members of the royal family. The Princess of Wales's mother and father, Carole and Michael Middleton, attended the second day of Royal Ascot, making their first public appearance since their daughter was diagnosed with the disease. The beaming couple looked great in their outfits and were in good spirits as they arrived together at the prestigious event at Berkshire Racecourse, alongside royals including Zara and Mike Tyndall. The Middletons' outing comes after their daughter Kate, who has been undergoing chemotherapy for an undiagnosed form of cancer since February, made an impressive return to public life during Trooping the Colour on Saturday. This caused a storm of emotions on the part of fans of the royal family and those who closely follow all the news related to both Kate and her family. Prince William, who led the royal carriage with Queen Camilla in his father's absence on the second day of the social event, spent time chatting with his mother-in-law before the race began. What could they be talking about? Most likely they discussed current affairs and, of course, Kate's health. Despite the absence of the King and Princess of Wales from the event, there were plenty of royals in attendance today, with the Windsors and Middletons presenting a united front in the face of recent adversity. This shows how united they can be when needed in the face of the public. Members of the royal family interacted freely. Zara and Mike Tyndall chatted with the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, Princess Eugenie, and husband Jack Brooksbank. Also in attendance was Princess Beatrice, looking elegant in a pink floral dress, along with her husband Edoardo Mapelli-Mozzi and mother, the Duchess of York. As we know, Carole and Michael Middleton's last public appearance was at Kate's annual Royal Carols Together at Christmas event at Westminster Abbey in London in December. Just 3 months later, Kate announced her diagnosis to the world. Carole, now 69, is said to be supporting her daughter during cancer treatment at her home in Windsor. Her floral dress was reminiscent of Kate's blue lace Eli Saab creation, which cost $1,275, which she first wore to Royal Ascot in 2019. It also featured a delicate bow and pleated trim. She looked very elegant. Showing herself to be the queen of coordination, Carole teamed her long-sleeved summer dress with a matching light blue bag with a statement flower and a pair of navy blue heels. As many noticed, with a stylish clutch in hand, she completed her stunning look with a bit of glamorous makeup, and Emily Mortimer Electra Gold Sky and London Blue Topaz earrings. The royal party was led by Prince William and Queen Camilla in a traditional carriage procession, in a rare joint appearance by the couple. But now it won't be so rare. Everything is changing. For his part, the Prince of Wales, who once had a very strained relationship with his stepmother, looked at ease as he sat with her and the Earl and Countess of Halifax in front of a cheering crowd. It was the first time Camilla and William teamed up since they led senior royals at the Commonwealth Day service at Westminster Abbey in March. It's important to note that Ascot is not on the list of duties, so William's appearance alongside Camilla will be taken by royal watchers as a sign of how well they now get along. William looked pleased that his wife's parents also spent the day at the races. Royal experts report the Middletons' return to royal life as the unsung heroes of the current period, shunning the limelight, but undoubtedly making a very significant contribution at such a difficult time for the Welsh family. The experts also add, "As we rejoice that Catherine has achieved such stunning success in her first official appearance in 6 months on Trooping the Colour, please spare a thought for her parents, who have undoubtedly helped her and her family so much during this stressful period." It is likely that the parents of the Princess of Wales provided invaluable assistance in helping Kate, William, and their 3 children maintain a normal life. It is worth noting that a lot of things related to the royal family are in the public eye or are of public interest. The Middletons are reserved and dedicated to their work. Other guests included Lady Eliza Spencer and Lady Amelia Spencer, as well as Andrew Lloyd Webber, who was made a Companion of the Order of the Garter during a ceremony at Windsor Castle on Monday, attended by the King, Queen, and other senior royals. The royals were animated as the action unfolded on the racecourse, with Princess Eugenie clearly delighted to have chosen the winner. The princess threw her hands up when her rider was in first. Traditionally, the King and Queen arrive at Royal Ascot in a carriage with their guests, and next year marks the bicentennial of the convention, having first been held in 1825 during the reign of King George IV. For the first time in its 313-year history, Ascot Racecourse announced the appointment of a creative director this year. British fashion designer Daniel Fletcher was responsible for creating the annual lookbook and millinery collective in 2024, which sets the style tone for the year and often inspires outfits for racing participants. Of course, such information is very interesting from the point of view of understanding how such events take place. As it became known, information has emerged that a person referred to as the lip reader revealed a very important warning that the Queen gave to Camilla on the day of her wedding to Charles. The late Queen warned daughter-in-law Camilla not to wear her elaborate feathered headdress, which nearly flew off at her wedding to Charles. Camilla famously fought the wind to keep her headdress in place as she and Prince Charles left their civil wedding ceremony at Windsor Town Hall. She spoke frantically to Charles on the steps of the hall, telling him about her fears. Her feathers may fly away. The details of their conversation became known after a lip-reading program watched a film about the couple's wedding on April 9, 2005, and was able to understand what they were talking about then. Analysis of the footage also revealed for the first time that the late Queen intervened in the discussion and told her son, "I warned her." Camilla, who was simply Mrs. Parker Bowles before her marriage to Charles, which made her Duchess of Cornwall, has fortunately retained her head cleaning in place, thus saving your face and position. She and Prince Charles then spoke briefly to members of the public outside the Guildhall before going to have their marriage blessed by the Archbishop of Canterbury at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. We can see footage taken outside the town hall showing the couple smiling as they happily emerged from their civil wedding ceremony as husband and wife. But as they talked to each other and waved to the cheering crowd, strong gusts of wind overtook them. Analysis of a lip reader revealed Charles told his fiancée, "Hold on tight." But a worried Camilla replied, "I really need you." 4 seconds later, Charles apparently believes everything will be fine and exclaims, "Well done, everyone. I'm not sure we should have done that." The footage shows the Queen joining the newlyweds and being greeted by Charles as she stands to Camilla's left and speaks to her. As the excited bride tries to hold back her hairpiece, she turns and addresses the Queen, saying something like, "Oh, my hair, I think the feathers might fly away." The stunned Queen quickly responds and then stands right behind her son and talks to him as Charles says, "Oops." Camilla then says, "I wish I didn't have feathers," and Charles jokes, "They look terrible." It is at this point that the Queen intervenes, saying, "Feathers?" Charles gently teases his mother, saying, "Now you want to talk." And the Queen joins in the humorous conversation, telling her eldest son, "Stop being like that." But Charles is still determined to tease Camilla about her feathers and tells her, "You're going to poke me in the eye." Camilla replies, "That really wasn't a good idea." Camilla was still clutching her feathered headpiece in the windy conditions when Charles said, "Let's go down," and they headed towards the crowd. Lip-reading analysis shows the Queen turned to speak to Prince Philip, who was now standing next to her, and said, "We're leaving immediately, it's so windy." Meanwhile, a beaming Camilla, dressed in a pale blue chiffon dress with a long-sleeved gold-embroidered coat on top, chatted with well-wishers and shook their hands. She and Charles continued to happily talk to fans as the Queen and Prince Philip drove off in their official car. Camilla told one well-wisher, "Thank you so much," and the woman told her, "Oh, congratulations, Camilla. Oh, wonderful." But Camilla may have still been concentrating on the danger posed by the wind and a well-wisher noticed and exclaimed to Camilla, "Hold on." There was even more trouble when she braved windy conditions outside Westminster Abbey for a Commonwealth Day service last March. 2 hands were also required to protect her headdress during a visit to the East Midlands in 2020. Camilla wore another Philip Treacy hat to match her white outfit when she had to keep it from flying off her head during a meeting with President Donald Trump at Buckingham Palace in June 2019. She got to hold the hat again at the Trooping the Colour ceremony that year. Camilla also had to fight the wind and hold on to her hat twice in 2015, once at Royal Ascot and at Princess Charlotte's christening at St. Mary Magdalene Church in Sandringham. She had similar problems at the Royal Chelsea Hospital in 2013, during Armistice Day celebrations in Auckland, New Zealand in 2012, and during President Obama's visit to the UK in 2011 and in Portsmouth in 2009. Holding on to her feathered beret at her first public event at Crathie Kirk Balmoral since her wedding to Prince Charles. As we see, the wind very often overtook Camilla, but she was able to cope with it. What awaits us next? What news will we discuss? We'll find out very soon. Subscribe to the channel and don't miss the latest releases on my channel.